Let's choose our July TBR. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing amazing. So for today's video, we are going to be choosing my reads for July, but I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Normally I do the prompt jars, but this month I'm not going to be the one choosing at all. I'm going to leave it in the fate of a wheel spin. I have included every single physical TBR book on this wheel. So I'm not going to question anything at all. Whatever the wheel brings up, that is what I'm going to read. So I feel like this is going to be a really quick video. I'm quite scared, but I'm quite happy that it's going to be out of my hands. I don't get to decide. I don't make the decisions. But there is going to be one caveat in the fact that if I do pick a book that's in the middle of a series, I can't change the book. I just have to read the next one that I'm in the series. And likewise, I think I've only got one example, but say I bring up Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I wouldn't actually read Wild Love. I'd read Chestnut Springs because that's kind of the next book in the Elsie Silver verse that I need to read. Does that make sense? Oh, so maybe Sarah J Maas as well. So if a book comes up in the Throne of Glass series, I'm actually on ACOTAR, so I'd read the next book in that series instead. I think that's all the rules I'm gonna give myself on this one. I say myself, I'm not even picking it. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very quick TBR, but equally, I'm quite excited I don't have to make the decision. But before we crack on with it, it would mean so much to me if you do enjoy this video, if you would like and subscribe, maybe even put a comment down below, because I would just love to yap about all things books with you. Now, let's choose our first book. So we've got our wheel spin here. I am actually just going to shuffle it a few times. Oh, there we go. That's definitely been shuffled. Let's go with our first pick. I'm not going to look at it until I've heard the ding. Okay. Do you know what? This is really scary. This is a perfect summer read. Let me go grab it. So we've got Darling Daffodil Farm by Brittany Nicole. I have got the sprayed edge version from The Works. And all I know is I think this is like a cowboy romance, quite spicy. I don't know how much I'm gonna love this. I think this was doing the rounds on BookTok and social media a couple of months ago. Hype has died down just a tad, but I do feel like this is going to be a perfect July read. Lounging out in the garden, lounging out in a park, just reading this book, summer vibes, summer feels, you know, iced coffee. Oh, I could just picture it now. So let me read the back. It says, when aspiring pastry chef Tally Darling returns home from her family daffodil farm, the last thing she expects is to find a hot, half-naked farmhand living in her childhood bedroom and running her late daddy's business. The fact it says daddies on the back, that's actually just cringed me out a little bit. Maybe I should have read the blurb before actually picking it up, but I don't know, that made me cringe. Anyway, Jesse Walker might be gorgeous, but he's also infuriating grumpy. Obviously, we've got the sunshine grumpy trope. Walker is no time for Tally, and the feeling is mutual. That is until Tally hears him moan over one of her signature caramel honey cupcakes, and then discovers how good it tastes when they kiss. Okay, do you know what? This is giving me like 90s rom-com sort of vibes, which I quite like. But we'll just see how we go. I mean, look, it's gonna be a fun read. I mean, I know for a fact this ain't gonna be a 5-star read. In July's wrap up, if I come on and say this is a 5-star read, I will literally eat my hat. But I know for a fact I'm here for vibes. It's not gonna be like a literary masterpiece. I think I'm gonna go in with low expectations to maybe be surprised at the end of it. But regardless, this is first on our July TBR. So we closed that. Let's go for, oh, where's the sound gone? Can I try and, oh, the sound's gone. And it's not focusing. There we go. What is this? Just Friends! This is such a summer-coded TBR at the moment. So we've got Just Friends by Hayley Pham, and this was released, I want to say in April. I think I've literally just purchased this. This is Hayley Pham's debut novel. Some of you, well, I'm assuming that quite a few of you may know her. She is kind of a BookTok account. She's like, you know, she's really big. I really do enjoy her videos. This did have a little bit of discourse on BookTok, but I just want to read this and make my own assumptions, because I don't know if people are being mean because of who the author is, or if you know, maybe the book just isn't that great, but I do want to make my own assumptions. This is a second chance romance, I think friends to lovers, and I want to say there's quite some, not heavy topics, well, maybe heavy topics, but I want to say we explore grief in this. I may be entirely wrong. On paper, this is everything that I should like. So I am actually really excited to read this one. So yeah, we've got two best friends, Blair and Declan. They had an impulsive kiss and it took them from friends to something more. Everything changed. But as quickly as their romance started, one moment shattered it all. And then it says, 4 years later, Blair is back in their coastal hometown of Seabrook, her mum, and care for her great aunt Lottie. To make ends meet, Blair applies to work at a coffee shop, only to discover it's managed by Declan, the boy she loved, the boy she lost. This, do you know what? This sounds so fun. I feel like I'm actually gonna love this book. And also, we've got little illustrations. So we've got Just Friends, that is second on the TBR. Very, very happy about this one. So we go again. I mean, I'm quite happy with the summer TBR at the moment, but at the same time, I don't think I want all romances. So let's see what we get. Northanger Abbey. Northanger Abbey. I've gone completely blank. I mean, this is bad. This is when you know you shouldn't be having as much as 285 books on your TBR. Just saying. It rings a bell though. Is this a classic? Damn it. It's a classic. It's Jane Austen. I thought it was a Jane Austen. Like I did say, is this a classic? I wasn't, I know I just said I didn't want all romance on my like TBR, but I'm a bit daunted by Jane Austen. Let me go grab it. Okay, so this is the book we have got. It is quite tiny, so I can't complain. I've actually never read a Jane Austen before. I don't know if Northanger Abbey should be the first Jane Austen I read, but regardless, that's what we're gonna do because that's what the wheel spinner told me to read. Let's actually have a read of what this is about because I've no idea. So it says, Northanger Abbey tells the story of Catherine Morland, a naive young woman whose perceptions of the world around her are greatly influenced by the romantic Gothic novels to which she is addicted. Okay. When she moves to Bath, she sees mystery and intrigue all around her, not least of all of Northanger Abbey itself, the home of Great Tilney and his handsome son, Henry, when Catherine suspects a sinister crime has occurred. Okay, I mean, it doesn't sound awful. I wouldn't say I'm like totally gripped by that synopsis, but we're gonna give it a go, you know? Like, get me out of my comfort zone. So third on the TBR is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. One I just did not think would come up for July. 2 more left to go. I need to kind of whiz through these because I'm about to head out in 10 minutes. So what have we got? Doesn't seem to be focusing. There we go. Terms and conditions. Okay, this is actually the next one that is in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I actually have to read this one next. So, sorry, I feel like I worded that really weirdly. Terms and Conditions is the book that I need to read next in the Dreamland Billionaire series. So I think this is kind of like an interconnected series. And in this one, we have got Declan, who is the brother of the guy in the first book. I can't remember. And we've got Iris. I believe Iris is Declan's secretary or PA from the first book. And it seems like they already had a connection, or they're not accepting their connection from what I remember in the first book. So obviously, another romance. We have got 3 romances on the TBR. I mean, I don't know even if Northanger Abbey can be classed as a romance because it's like a Jane Austen. I don't know. I need to double check the genre, but at the moment it's a very romance heavy coded TBR. I've actually heard mixed things about this, but some people say this book is the best in the series and some people say it's the worst. So I'm actually intrigued to see where I fall on the spectrum, but full on the TBR. 5th and final book on the TBR is going to be, do you know what? This wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. This could have really done me dirty, but it didn't. So I'm quite thankful. What have we got here? Feels like another series. Oh, we just had that. Oh, because I closed it, I didn't remove it. Okay, let's try again. Another spin. That was silly. I should have been removing them, not closing them, but too late now. We'll just go for it. What are the chances we would get 2 of the same books, by the way, as well? Okay, what's this? The Atlas 6. The Atlas 6. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. Although, to be fair, this has been on my TBR for the longest time. Like, this has actually been one of the books that have been on my TBR for the longest. So it's good that we're gonna get round to it. This was actually on my rotating bookshelf, so it took me a while to find. I actually thought it was on these bookshelves behind me, but clearly not. But First thing I noticed, it's quite a hefty book, isn't it? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this has the greatest rating on Goodreads. I don't think I've personally heard the greatest things about this book, but I'm not gonna let that dissuade me from, you know, making my own opinions. And I think there's 3 books in this series as well. So fingers crossed it's not as bad as what I've heard with the reviews. Let's see what this is about. It says 6 extraordinary magicians, 5 chances to win 1 secret society. I mean, that tagline, it works with me. I'm intrigued. Once a decade, the world's best magicians are invited to join the elite Alexandrian society. Its members enjoy a lifetime of power and access to ancient secrets, but only 5 places are offered. After recruitment by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, the candidates must complete a rigorous year of arcane study. Libby Rhodes and Nico de Verona are inseparable enemies and cosmologists, I think I might have said that wrong, I'm sorry, who can control matter with their minds. Parissa Kamali is a telepath, Raina Mori understands the flow of life itself, and Callan Nova can manipulate desires. Finally, there's Tristan Kane, whose powers mystify even himself. The rivals must survive their trials, I love a trial, and if they can prove themselves, they will. This blurb is speaking to me. This sounds great. So I'm intrigued to see why it's got the bad reviews, you know, what's happened here. But this is our last book on our TBR. So as a recap, we've got Darling Daffodil Farms by Brittany Nicole. We've got Just Friends by Hayley Pham. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I'm so scared, I can't lie. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. And finally, The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. And that is gonna be a wrap on my July TBR. I actually thought this would be a lot scarier than what it was. I think the wheel spin done an incredible job this month. I might do this again because I quite like not thinking about my TBR. Do you know, I quite like someone telling me you're reading this, you're reading that. So I think I'll definitely do that again. If you've read any of these books, I would love to know any thoughts you had. Were they worth your time? Were they not worth your time? Would you recommend? I'd love to know all the tea. And once again, if you did find yourself enjoying this video, I would love it if you could like and subscribe. We can talk all things books, and do you know what? I want more recs. I want more added to my ever-growing TBR. But on that note, I'm gonna leave this one here, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.